Today in Stress Eating, this creamery should be called Freuda's. New York's small batch ice cream maker Frida has announced a limited edition breast milk flavor. This guy tried some.
So what we're going to do right now is, why don't we try some breast milk? I do want to try it with gold, because why wouldn't we? All right, there we go. I mean, quite honestly, I think it tastes like pralines and cream. It tastes like pralines and cream ice cream, I have to say. I mean, if this is what breast milk tastes like, I know why babies are so into it. There you go right there. Breast milk ice cream right here in Dumbo, just like your mom used to make. And I gotta say, this might be the best breast milk ice cream I've ever had.
Just to be clear, there's no human breast milk in there. I don't know that that would be legal. They do use bovine colostrum, because otherwise, why would you eat breast milk ice cream? Of course. Well, that's pretty gross, so let's talk about other gross stuff. The internet fielded this question: what is it that we do all the time, even though it's disgusting and unhygienic? Here are some of the results, and yeah, I'm nodding my head to most of them. Touching sticky condiment bottles at a restaurant table. That goes for the menus, too. Licking your fingers when counting money or turning pages. Yeah, I don't do that. That's kind of gross. Pulling a tortilla out of the bag and putting it on top of the package. Yes, I do that. And every time I do it, I think, well, that's stupid. Eating while bowling. Yeah, I try not to do that. Between the balls, the rental shoes. Yuck. Scrolling on your phone while on the toilet. Yeah, I do that. Not washing your bedding enough or at all. Well, we try to keep up with that. Wearing your outside shoes inside your home. Yes, I do that. I guess I don't think about that, but now I really don't want to think about it. Motel ice machines. Oh, yeah, I'm sure they're just terrible. Gym mats. Yeah. People letting their cats walk on dining room tables and kitchen counters. Yeah, our kids, well, yeah. Herbie has begun jumping up on our bedroom vanity. So, yes. That has become an issue. And Herbie's like 13. Like, why are you starting to do this now? Other gross stuff we do and don't think about: sticking grubby, unwashed hands in a bag of snacks. And, of course, buffets, which, yes, we do wonder about that, don't we? Okay, now that we're all grossed out, let's move along. Today's Ohio Proud moment, Columbus. Perhaps you drove by the other day and saw this. Troopers responded to calls that two people on motorized wheelchairs were traveling down the berm on 670. Officers escorted the travelers off the freeway. They were asked, "What are you doing?" And they pointed eastward and said, "We're going that way." Atlanta, I got to fly this Friday, and this is just what I do not need to hear. I mean, what are the odds it's going to happen anyway? Quite a mess at the Atlanta airport Tuesday after a pipe burst and raw sewage spewed out of the ceiling. Gone viral. If you're looking for a few days off, you could try this. A Gen Z tech worker emailed her boss and said, "My energy feels off. I will not be in for a few days." Now, he did approve her time off, so maybe something you could try? Today is Stress Eating. McDonald's rolling out an adult Happy Meal in the McDonald Land menu. I'm not ordering an adult Happy Meal. I'm sorry. I'm just not doing that. That's embarrassing. It's either a quarter pounder or 10-piece nuggets, fries, and the surprise flavor shake, which is reportedly berry. Okay, well, now it's not a surprise. Meanwhile, in their marketing, they acknowledged for the first time in my memory that Grimace is not just a purple blob, but is actually supposed to represent a giant taste bud. Have you ever heard that? I had not heard that. Maybe I'm just not paying attention. San Francisco, a man busted for shoplifting $1,500 in probiotics. I mean, the ads are everywhere, so perhaps they became obsessed with making sure that they had good gut bacteria. Maybe after eating a bunch of McDonald's. Georgia man had to be treated for rabies exposure after he came into contact with a bat while reaching for a coffee mug at a home goods store. Certainly not something you expect. Ashcroft, BC, what are the odds? They say a small forest fire was ignited the other day by the following. An osprey flew over the woods carrying a fish. The osprey dropped the fish. The fish hit a power line, which caused a short and sparks to fly, the sparks igniting the fire. And they shared a picture of the now cooked fish, which they blamed for the fire. I don't know how they could know that definitively, but maybe someone saw the osprey drop the fish. I guess so. Lower Moreland, Pennsylvania, a 44-year-old man is in jail. He was thrown out of a bar, so he left and returned with a machete in one hand and a nail gun in the other. It seems he was too drunk to do much with either of those tools, and he was taken into custody. Shrewsbury, England, a man faces a host of charges for the following. First, he tried to bash his way into a store with a shopping cart. Failing that, he exposed himself to workers inside who were closing up for the night. When police arrived, he pointed what they thought was a gun at them in an attempt to carjack their police cruiser. Turns out the gun was just a paper bag rolled up in a gun shape. He was chased down and arrested. Clayton, North Carolina, a Catholic priest arrested at church. They accuse him of soliciting. University Place, Washington. I'll post a link in the comments because you have to see the video. The other day, a man parked his car in an AutoZone, told employees he'd be back to have the vehicle towed. It was barely running. There was nothing he could do about it. At about 3 a.m. the following morning, he did arrive with a woman, a minivan, a small trailer, and a towing strap. And we see on the video the towing strap failed 3 times. The car rolling in neutral each time away, the guy chasing in vain as it went right through the front of a Vietnamese strip mall restaurant. After a third attempt to drag it away, they just shoved the damaged car into some shrubbery and left. Cops are now looking for the couple. They consider it, of course, hit and run. All right, that's where we'll leave things on a Wednesday. Thank you so much for being here, and we'll chat again tomorrow.